Welcome to our first episode of Have Fun, Make Art with Mike Quinn. Today I've got a really cool project. I'm excited to show you about it. It's simple to build, and after a few basic instructions, you should be able to make something that's real similar to this. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce you to my friend, my mentor, a great artist, Mr. Dwight Colin Brown. Hey, good to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for
dropping
nice
in.
words. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're quite welcome, man. Yeah, Dwight has done some fantastic sculptures around town. One that I especially like is Fishtail's Restaurant in Galveston. It's kinetic, wind-driven sculpture right on the seawall. It's actually survived 3 hurricanes, a testament to his design prowess.
I built a model first, a scale model. It was about this tall. And the model took it out in the wind, and man, it was just really screaming in it fast. I mean, man, that's not a good thing for something big to be doing.
On top of a building,
area.
yeah.
So we flattened, changed the shape a little bit, and figured out it would run at a little more sedate speed, a little more controllable, less likely to tear itself up.
Now there was some other sculptures that you built. There was a fishing lure. It's like 16 feet long on the wharf side of the Galveston. When did you build that one?
15 years ago, I guess.
Which is still there.
Didn't move, but it was their trademark on their front of the restaurant. Then we built a fishing lure inside, and hung it up, and it's still there in the
So this fishing lure actually has treble hooks that are handmade, and they're 3 feet long. Pretty amazing. If you get a chance and you're ever in Galveston, you should go down and see some of this art that this guy's made. It's really amazing, fantastic stuff. And I just want to say thank you so much for dropping in today. And I'm so happy to get to share with you all the amazing things that this guy can do. Mr. Dwight Colin Brown, thanks for dropping in, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
good
nice
to see
words.
you. Hey, no problem. This is my favorite part of the show where I actually get to build something. Let's get started. Here's some simple tools that we're going to use. We've got a fettling knife, some poker tools, a plastic knife, and these texture tools, some slip, and here's the clay. When we're done, we should have something that looks like this. I've got this wire that I can cut the clay with. So we'll start off there, get a little chunk of clay. We'll try and build one about the same size as the frog we have, which is, it's just an estimate. What's cool about this is it really doesn't take a lot of tools. So you're just using, it's like a pinch pot. You just push in and create this cavity. But when you do it, you want to leave it somewhat thick so that it does maintain the shape. If you get too thin, it'll want to kind of collapse. So then we can use the table, just kind of roll it onto the table. And that'll help give me a nice, smooth back to work with. And just work the bumps out of it. Just trying to get the basic shape, just block it in. And that's just a starting point. We're not trying to replicate that down to the nth degree. So I'll just use my hand to kind of mark the vision of the body from the head. And then I'm just gonna point the nose a little. And got this guy, he's kind of turned, which I like. That turn helps give him some action. And then just building this up, kind of smooth it out, get rid of the bumps. And I'll start by marking the eyes where I'm going to put these eyeballs, and I'll just kind of push it in like that. I like putting the head where he's looking up in case it is on the table. Kind of point his head up, and if you have to, you could brace that, but that's one of the advantages of leaving it a little bit thick. And I feel there's a lot of thickness in this tail, so I'm going to go ahead and pinch that out and try and get a uniform thickness to help it dry and fire properly. See my head, so I'll just build a little kickstand for the head to hold it up. Just while I'm working on it. Now we've got the basic head, the body, and I'm going to start making some legs. So our arms first. It was real simple. All you got to do is make this cone shape, and the end of this cone is going to end up being your thumb. So I started here, got my thumb, and I'll just do another bigger piece. I'll flatten it over my thumb, smooth it out. I figure out the thumb goes to the inside, so this will be for that hand. I always have to put it up there to remember how it's going to fit. And so this makes a hand shape pretty quick. It's a quick way to make a hand. And then what I like to do, if you notice the first one, is I'll shut the hand in order to keep the fingers from being fragile. So I'll just do these angles. Then take my little plastic knife, and we're going to cut in the fingers. Then we do define this elbow. Then I'll kind of put it on there and just kind of look at different angles. It looks like I need to change that a little. Could make him raising his hands in joy. That's pretty good. So let's go ahead and see the mark that it left. I'll just scratch it up and then scratch this one up. I'll put some slip just on the one side. And then when you smooth it, you want to try and keep the slip off the piece. That makes it real soupy, muddy, but it helps make that all stay together when you fire it if you've got that slip in the middle of that connection. Redefine that little elbow. Kind of pose the wrist, thin it out a little. So we got one arm on there. Now we'll do the other one. Same thing. We're gonna make the thumb, which is gonna go to the inside. Do my little hand, bend it over my thumb. Let's see. It's gonna go, like that. And then we just meld it together. I'm not using slip on these pieces, but if you really smooth out that connection and make sure that all the lines are gone, it's pretty well connected. So we'll just do the little knuckles, bend the thumb in, make a fist. I'm gonna just wipe that off. Do my fingers. Pretty quick and easy. And then we're gonna define this elbow again on this side. Put it in place. I kind of like that. So I'll mark the spot. You can see the impression. I usually, this doesn't have to be perfect. Main thing is just get it really rough. I'm going to take a little slip, put it on one side generously. Stab that on there. Smooth it out. Then, now we have the back legs. Frogs have real muscular legs. It will try and make them look kind of like a track star. There's some real thick thighs on him. And then to do the feet, I just define the heel. Up here, flatten out this, start making your toes. That little, what do they call that? foot. Define this knee, get the knee squared off. Then, so that's gonna go that way. Just kind of make it where it's gonna want to fit. We got that one in place. Get this other one going. And we're gonna go up here and make the heel. Ball of the foot, the Achilles tendon, calf, and then make this a little more lanky. Do my knee, get the knee on there. I can take this tool, roll it across, do your toes. No, stick it like there. I like that. So we'll come back here. You see the mark it left. Just scratch it up. Trying to smooth in those connection points, and eventually I'll flip it over and try and smooth in that underside. So now we'll stick this one on. See the little mark it left. Use that as a guide. Scratch that piece. Put a little slip on here, just on one side. I like that. One leg up, makes it more action. The action pose is always best. Come back and define these little toes. Then we can come around and start working on this eyes and mouth situation. I'm gonna go ahead and lift him up. Kind of see if I can spread this out. Kind of get everything working. A nice trick that you can do is to put in these ribs. Ribs on there. And smooth all that out. And if you notice, I'm using both hands, and after a while you get used to it, and you can actually kind of use both hands as you're working. It makes it go a little faster. And a lot of this is feel. If you can feel it if it's rough. It's not so much how it looks, it's how it feels too. You can feel the bumpiness or how smooth it is. So we're gonna re-prop his head up, make a little better angle here. Okay, so now that I've got this basic shape together, I'm going to put it on some newspaper so I can move it around better, and that way it won't stick to this table. Sometimes it'd probably be better to start that way, but so we're just going to move this newspaper. The newspaper is fantastic for working in ceramics in that it absorbs that sticky wet layer on the clay, and it helps it where it doesn't want to crack, because if you have it on just a board by itself, it has a tendency to want to stick, and as it dries it'll crack. These are all little tricks, but as you can see, it's very simple, just simple tools and some simple techniques, and you can get this thing roughed in no time. Now for the fun part, the really fun part, the part that I really enjoy is giving it a little bit of life. So you take this ball, and then I'm gonna just, in order to keep the eyeballs the same or similar, I'm just gonna cut this right in half, and then split it. And these holes probably need to be a little bigger, make room for these big eyeballs. And then I'm gonna just scratch these up, scratch up where they're gonna go, and then I'm gonna take some slip, and I like to look at them first to make sure they look good together. That looks pretty good. Tuck it in there. Tuck it in there. Whoop, I need to redo my kickstand. Okay, so now we got eyeballs in there. We can give them some eyebrows, and that really can make them look happy or friendly or otherwise, however you do that. And I just take that piece and roll it on there. Same thing, no slip. Just meld it together and just make sure that you don't see the line. You'll be able to tell when it's right, because it'll just be smooth. You won't see the connection. And so now we do the same thing. Just kind of roll it around on your finger, smooth that out. And we're gonna go over on this side. Smoothing it in. Now we're gonna make the same shape, but a lot skinnier and smaller. So we take the clay, roll it super duper skinny. You get down to this earthworm kind of thing. And then I just start it out in the corner and roll it around and smear that on. And do it again on this side. Roll it out into your little tiny one. Lay it in there. Roll it around. Pinch it off. Smooth it in. And now for the really, really cool, fun part that I really like is now we get to make them come alive. And we can make them looking this way, we can make them cross-eyed, however you want to do. But I think I'm gonna go that way. So I'm gonna poke the hole for his eyeball there. Oop, looks like he's more straight on now, okay. But that helps give him some life, and then we'll give him a little nostril so he can breathe properly. And let's see, the next step, we could use some of these texture tools, and we'll get this as smooth as I can before we do that. Just real carefully go over and smooth this out. And a lot of times with this stuff, I think the saying less is more. So we're not going to go crazy with a whole bunch of texture, but maybe just right down the middle. And you can kind of angle it this way. You just do a little patch in the middle. So he has proper bumps. And come back and kind of clean up some of this other stuff. And then if this stuff starts to droop or slump, you can always build a quick little kickstand to hold it while it's drying. And that'll hold it in place until it gets stiff enough to hold its own weight. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Check back again next time for our latest projects. If frogs aren't your thing, then maybe we can show you how to build something a little bigger. This is Have Fun, Make Art with Mike Quinn. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Till next time.